All right. Ready to go for another sesh? Got some of this brewed stuff. Are you drinking some?
Oh, 100%.
Is that a stupid
even
question?
Like,
I'm trying not to eat the mic here, and I'm like, can I even see that?
That Sergio almost poured me a cortado and a half into one of the. Are these cortado cups?
They are
Cortado cups from Fellow, brought to you by Fellow. Oh, this is some very cool down. It's pretty chilly in the roastery, so coffee's cooling down. And I dropped this literally moments ago. We had a little bit of an accident, and somehow this, I don't know, glass thing didn't break. But thank God. But hey, cool down batch brew. Can't complain. Some
Dude,
whoosh whoosh.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't picked this up in the coffee before, and this is like straight up going on the podcast right here, right now. But I'm definitely tasting a little bit of like that cinnamony spice on the back end, which I've never picked up in our cuppings.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know if that's me. I don't know if I ate
the
anything
holiday
with cinnamon.
season.
Holiday season.
Everything starts to smell, to taste like either a pumpkin spice latte, a pumpkin pie, an apple pie, or something with a candy cane in it. I don't know.
Dude, I think like holiday aromas, especially like winter, Christmas, holiday aromas are one of my favorite.
Oh yeah, I can definitely back that up. There's actually like a very unique smell to it. Like, yeah, it's that like the minty, the cardamom, like the
Spicy.
the spice. Yeah, it just feels natural. And then like the pine, like the
pine.
tree.
That's where I was going with.
Ooh,
dude.
yeah.
I love those pine candles. Like I literally remember back in the day. I mean, this may even be in my senior year of high school, going up to or down to or whatever, going to Bells Fair Mall and going to Bath and Body Works and picking up one of those pine scented candles. For a while, I was really into Yankee candles. I'm not much anymore, but that pine scent, so rich, fills the room.
Yeah, something about this time just like brings out all the candle feels and aromas, which it's just like so wonderful. But I love that it's also just for a time.
Yes.
You know, like like if
totally.
it was like a year-round aroma, smell, vibe, like I don't know if I'd be very excited about that. But I'm glad that it's like we get into this, we enjoy it, and then let's move on. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad this is my second Christmas back in Washington State after celebrating Christmas in Florida, Tennessee, even Indonesia. And I think one of the things Deja and I have been talking about, like family traditions. Obviously, we've only been married 2.5 years, maybe. 2 years.
Wow.
Man, I'm embarrassed. I'm starting to forget. But been talking about like holiday traditions and reflecting, and I didn't realize how the geography and the weather, like all of those things, like play a crucial role in that holiday, Christmassy, holly jolly feeling. 100%, you know what I mean? Like, dude, I really hope it snows. It's been last year. It kind of was snowy too.
Yes.
During this time,
yes.
And it really brings back to a certain Christmas that I remember, dude. Back in the day, the year you were born. I mean,
whoa, that's
dude.
That just feels so
flashback.
Weird. That feels weird to hear. It's like back when you were just born.
Yeah. And I mean,
I was born in the winter actually. So
yeah, good old January. So it was right before there was a big, major snowstorm. I believe it still holds the Guinness World Record for the most snow on Earth, the planet. Like it was like something crazy. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I remember reading the Guinness Book of Records. No, I think the world. I don't know. Someone's got to look. It was in the Guinness World Book of Records.
Where's our fact checker when we need?
I know, right? But the snow was a lot. Like even where we lived in the Maple Falls area, the woods, the sticks, up in the mountains, almost near a glacier. We had approximately 6 feet there. So I remember Mount Baker had 22.
Dang.
That's a lot. That's a lot of snow.
Yeah.
But that was like memorable. I remember that.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like, those kinds of moments, especially where we kind of grew up like way at the base of the mountain, living in the woods and having snowfall And especially since we grew up in such a tight-knit community, like
Yeah.
almost the entire village was family.
Yeah.
And by village, I mean, I'm not talking about like a village, but it actually kind of is.
was.
It's a very small town, like small town. And everybody kind of knew each other. Everybody was kind of like family, and everybody kind of did the same things. And so like growing up in like the woods and the forest, it just, you're always playing outside. We're always hanging out with one another. We're always doing something whack, you know, ripping on mopeds or, you know, like, or like those times when we'd like strap on ropes to like vehicles and have that one crazy uncle just rip around, and we're like, oh, whoa, okay, this is kind of nostalgic now.
The throwback of like snow and the roads are basically undrivable 100%. And having that crazy uncle or neighbor that ties up a freaking hood to the car.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's that crazy uncle that's like, oh yeah, like let's go, I'll take the kids. Yeah, we'll be fine. And then you're just like, you're tied onto a sled, and at that point it's like a sled is literally anything that's flat and that can withstand speed and some bumps. And like bumps. That's just tied to the truck, and the truck is just like, these roads are not drivable, but somehow he's driving, he's ripping, you know. And that was just so much fun. It was probably super dangerous. But
dude, I remember during one of the holidays specifically, our uncle, I'm not gonna drop a name, but one of our uncles took us to Mount Baker, up to like I don't know if it was Artist Point, but Artist Point is usually closed at that point, right? But it's probably one of the main sledding hills. Maybe it's by Picture Lake.
Yeah. Picture Lake
is
the lake actually that everybody sleds on.
That must be it. Yeah. I remember going there with like our family and just sledding, and we were in one of the tubes, like big old blow up tube, not a sled. And I think our uncle sat behind, and I sat in front, and there was another kid in front. Dude, he decided the whole way down the hill, he decided to put his like heels into the snow to kind of slow us down. Dude, so much whitewash, just like our fidge.
And then you're like trying to hold on for dear life, and then you get to the bottom. You're like,
was that fun?
Face is freezing. Yeah, it's like I don't know if that was fun, but
let's do it again.
It's like, because that's what you do when you grow up, like literally in the mountains, in the hills. Yeah, man,
dude, good memories. But I think that's one of the things about the holiday season and Christmas. It's like one of the things I really like hold on to and remember is just our family celebrations, and it was mainly like tight-knit family. At one point, I think in the year that you were born, we had our aunt and uncle live at our house with their family because they recently immigrated. So like family was so crucial and key to the experience of Christmas. So dude, I can't, that's the main thing I remember, you know, is just the connection with people.
Yeah, that's true. It's like now thinking back, I'm like, yeah, I don't remember a year when we didn't spend Christmas with another family or other families. You know, it's always like, let's go over to the cousin's house or multiple cousins to bring them all together. And only recently, you know, over the last maybe like 5-6 years, did we start actually doing just family stuff, you know? Yeah. But yeah, for as long as I can remember, it's always with other people.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, and this might be kind of the polar opposite of the family, but a similar example is when I celebrated Christmas in Indonesia. Good old coffee producing nation, dude. December is actually rainy season. That's right after harvest. Like harvest, I think, ends in that area. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's at the end of October. So like the holiday season kicks off because rainy season starts and harvest is over. But anyway, I remember going to Indonesia and bringing a Christmas tree with decorations to my boy Taylor Leary, who was living there and still living there. This was years ago. And
That's
that
nuts.
was, dude, it was a completely different experience. Like, we were just talking about snow. Imagine going into like 100% humidity and 80 to 90 degrees and it's raining.
Yeah, that's strange.
Wet Christmas. Different kind of like wet and sweaty, not wet and cold.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that's strange. For some reason, I mean, not for some reason. We know the reason because every freaking Christmas movie has snow in it.
Yeah.
So like
right.
you have no other thing to think but that Christmas is always snow and cold. When in fact it's like only for a small percentage. I mean, not a small, but just some percentage of people actually only experience Christmas with snow, which
Like a
just
white
feels
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just feels so weird to think about. But that's
Yeah.
you know
Even Florida Christmases are different. They're cold, but definitely not snowy.
yeah.
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 But speaking of Christmas movies, dude, hit
Oh,
me up.
man.
Give me your best one.
Dude.
Don't take mine.
This is so hard. This is so hard.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh man. There's a couple. I mean, the first classic comes to mind is Home Alone.
For sure.
I'm just gonna name off a couple. I can't choose one. Home Alone, Frosty the Snowman.
Okay.
Yeah, I just loved it. Just such a nice, pleasant film to watch. And then, what's the hockey movie?
I mean,
It's not a Christmas movie, but it always aired around December.
dude,
The Anaheim Mighty Ducks. No,
the Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks, is that
could
the
be.
one?
I think so. Could be.
oh man, I wish I remembered. But that was a film that always aired on TV, and we only had one channel to watch all the time. And that was the show that aired every year around this time. And I took it like it was a Christmas movie, I guess. Now thinking back, maybe it wasn't. But yeah, I think those will be my top like couple.
Dude, classics. Yes, Home Alone. Definitely would agree with that one. I don't know. There's something about slapstick humor and I mean, dude, he's so cunning. Dude,
Yeah.
Home Alone. But I think another one for me is the Arnold Schwarzenegger one about being why did I just forget? Being that Rocket Man. Oh my goodness, dude, I freaking love that movie. Why don't I remember it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, dude, we got it.
I'm checking this because I know exactly what you're talking about. Arnold.
Daisha's gonna be like, "How'd you forget this name?" Every Christmas, last 2 Christmases, even before Deja and I were married, we watched it. What is it? Tell me.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle! Oh yes,
Oh
dude!
my
Jingle
God.
all the way, dude! It's
Oh my
one of my
gosh.
favorites.
Yes, it's so. Oh my gosh, yes, that's.
Dude, it's such a good one. Dude, so much fun.
Dude,
Oh,
yes,
man.
that's so crazy. Oh man, I'm
Dude.
just like I remember. Oh yes, and that was released in 1996.
Dude,
It's-
96 is the year.
That was the year. It was comedy family. And why did IMDb rate it as 5.5 out of 10?
Dude, at that
Rotten
point, I don't
Tomatoes
agree.
is 15%.
Dude, Rotten Tomatoes is wrong. They don't know what they're talking about. Movie
Heck no.
critics. It's freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Come on.
What do you know about what do they know about Christmas movies?
Yeah.
So good.
That's definitely a good one. And I think, what's been kind of warming me up is The Grinch. I watched it again a couple of days ago, and I'm enjoying it. And I watched the Jim Carrey one.
Actually, yes. I actually hate. Oh man, yeah. I actually recently, I think it was last winter, I watched The Grinch, the cartoon version.
Yeah.
And dude, this I will say this: the cartoon version, the oldest cartoon version, where the Grinch looks like a scruffy man, is the best. I hate the new Grinch movies. They make him look too fuzzy. Like it's like why are we mad at the Grinch? It's somebody that I would feel friendly with and we'd be friends. No, the Grinch was not like
Dude, he was mean. He's a mean
exactly,
one.
and they paint him way too nicely. While the very old, ancient, like pixelated Grinch is so good.
The smirky smile. It's still like one of those gifts on
Yes.
good old IG gift when you need to send someone who's that smile. It's like,
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. No, that actually film, like when I watched it last year, I was like, it's actually a really profound movie.
yeah.
It has so much depth to it. It's very simple and low key, but man, when I watched it, I was like, I'm glad kids are watching this. I hope the Grinch never gets outdated. It's such a powerful story of like what welcoming people and welcoming the people who are not usually welcomed into society or whatever, what like a simple gesture can do to those, to, you know, whoever they are. It's just that like simple gesture of like the girl, like, and you know, inviting the Grinch and stuff, and his heart, it says, grew 10 times that day, you know, whatever. Just such a good story. I'm definitely gonna watch it now.
And you know, when I watched the Grinch the last couple of days, I think a big part of that just stuck out to me is, once again, that concept of family, bringing the community together. It's just so like heartwarming. And but then at the end of the day, also like to see like the change of heart, because of sometimes Christmas brings up just, you know, past hurts, hard times,
for sure,
challenges. Like it brings up not always the most pleasant feelings for a lot of people. But totally. Within that, like even the story, the Grinch story says like there can be redemption in that. And that like excites me. And it's like a communal redemption. It's like the community makes things better. You know what I mean? So good.
Totally. When he like comes down to, what is it, Whoville? When he goes down to Whoville and everybody's like singing. What's the song? How does the song go? Holly jolly.
I don't remember.
Oh, dude, it's such a good tune.
It's not a singing podcast.
No. Thank God not. Oh, man. No. Yeah, and then the community just invites him, you know, at the bottom, and they just welcome him in despite all the wrong that he's done for them. And how
and the bitterness in the heart.
Man, like that just connects to our podcast kind of a little bit from last episode. Just like living a life where your joy and your happiness is not dependent on things you own, when in this materialistic consumer centric world, we're always so like, oh man, what's the next big thing? I need to have the next big thing. Oh, if only I had this, I would be happy. Once I get this, I will be this. Where there's like, they all got robbed and he thinks they're going to be upset. And actually they just they hold hands and sing. It's very glorified. Like that's not how easy life is.
For sure.
But I just love that concept.
I mean, it's also a good point to bring up right now is like, man, I hope like this holiday season is a time for all of us to take our eyes off of ourselves and towards the other, like outside of maybe even our circle, outside of me, and more look at you, you know, and to bridge that gap and that connection. I think gift giving is like a big example of that. Not everybody's love language is receiving, you know, gifts, but making this time and taking this opportunity to be generous, I think, is a big part. And no one can steal that from, dude, our holiday season. No one can steal that from our hearts. It's our choice and our response to be generous, to be giving this season. So,
that's just very good.
I'm super pumped. I'm shipping out that package for Taylor right now. Again, another package to Indonesia. Not exactly a Christmas tree, but we got some mirror goodies in there. I'm super pumped for him to try some of our coffee. That'd be super exciting.
Yeah, especially in Indo. And and then he's sending some goods back.
Some samples,
dude. Some samps, guys. Some samps.
It's been
We're getting there.
In the works, man. I'm excited. Hopefully he's creating some new things with processing. And literally just you know what excited me about that conversation is the fact that I was like, dude, Taylor, we can literally buy out your lot. It's such a micro lot. That, I don't know. That makes me excited. Like I get pumped.
That actually got me stoked too. That's why I was like, when you texted me like, hey, Taylor's going to get some Sam's, I was like, get him. We're buying him now. Ship it, export it. Let's do this. Because I'm like, that just sounds so exciting. And especially since we've been kind of working with Taylor on this project, and you have been working on this project with Taylor for a very long time. So that's exciting. Just feels like finally things are falling into pieces, even though so much has been postponed for later. So
dude, super pumped. I'm excited to see how that's going to develop. But I don't know, anything else? I think we can wrap it up here.
I think we can. Just remember generosity. Cherish the moments that we have, cherish the time that we have. gratitude. I don't know.
Remember
the
to
good
look
things.
outward. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. One last thing before we go, the newsletter. I sent you a draft, so I think we can finish it right after we're done recording here.
Cool.
And folks, if you are not a subscriber to our newsletter, go to our website, scroll down, subscribe. And this is really for you to stay up to date, but more or less all of our codes, majority of our codes that we send out is through that newsletter. And we want to create that community where we connect with over this newsletter so you get the code first.
Totally. And not only just discount codes, but hopefully in the near future, we'll be releasing some limited edition coffees where our newsletter is going to have first dibs on those coffees, those tasty coffees. A bunch of really just great things all around. But if you've made it this far in the talk, I'm just going to give you the code because thanks for listening, for watching, whatever you're doing. But we shipped out a code called Christmas 10, which will give you 10% off up until Christmas. So you can, I don't know, enjoy it yourself, buy it for yourself, or buy it for, a friend. That's also great. But also, if you're also looking for a last minute Christmas gift, I don't know when this is going to come out, but we just released a YouTube video that is we highlight the top 6 Christmas gifts for your coffee nerd, coffee fanatic, coffee lover in your life that I think is just going to be beneficial if you need that last minute Christmas gift.
Awesome. All right, folks. Remember, reflect what's good.
See you.